So, hello everyone from the NewSpace Economy European Expoforum in Rome. I'm here with Giovanni Sylos Labini, the CEO of Planetek Italia, one of the leading Earth observation data analysis companies in Europe. Do I say that right?
Yes, perfect. Thank you very much for this opportunity to talk with you about this.
So, I'm really happy to talk to you because Planetek, as one of the leading data providers or data analysts in Europe.
Better say service provider.
Service provider. You grew significantly in 2023 in a market, in an Earth observation market that is, let's say, difficult at the moment. What is the key to your success?
Well, I can say perseverance. Next year Planetek will be 30 years old. But we still call us a 30 years old startup because we move following three horizons of innovation. One is related to continuous innovation in geospatial service. That is the largest part of our service. Maybe you remember our very big project for the European Environmental Agency about coastal monitoring. We made an enormous project with other partners, between them Geoville, for example, that you know very well. And we made Earth observation service on more than 700 kilometers of coastal. But one of the very strong parts of Planetek that is in our DNA, I believe, that's several Earth observation companies in the late 90s was always coming from or the upstream or at least from the hardware. Yeah. While Planetek has been designed for service. And this is our central scope to have a good relation with our customer, and our idea is to simplify space complexity. This is our motto.
Now, you've been in existence for 30 years. A lot has changed, especially availability of Earth observation data. How are you able to deal with the increasing amount of data coming in and the increasing requirements that the market has?
Well, I have to say that from one side, consider that when we started, the best ground resolution of data was around 20 meters. And nowadays we have some sub-meter commercial data. So this changed a lot the opportunity for our market. And I have to say that one of our strong points that we have a commercial agreement with practically all data operators, so we are always in the position to provide to our customers the best data at the best moment, at the best price.
So how does that work? Because of course we have Copernicus as the biggest governmental Earth observation system in the world, but we also have commercial providers of data. How do you work with both?
Well, this is very important for us because, let's say, Copernicus is a very big opportunity, essentially for government market, but open also the opportunity to have a side access to Earth observing data for commercial operators, to show them in a showcase what the data can do. And so in Italian we say l'appetito viene mangiando. Your appetite is stimulated by eating and testing. And this opens us several applications very advanced, based, for example, on synthetic aperture radar interferometry for a wastewater operator, or even for big oil and gas company, or even for infrastructure monitoring service like electricity network and so on.
Right. Now, there's several trends in the Earth observation market that you're part of. Artificial intelligence, big data analysis, but also things like onboard data processing, laser communication, LiDAR even. How do you integrate all these new technologies into your products and services?
Well, as I told you, we moved towards three horizons. The first, as I mentioned, was the traditional geospatial service. The second is that of analytics. And analytics, while the overall market of Earth observation have a 10% per year CAGR, grow at 30% per year. Today is a small market, but it's growing very fast. But the third opportunity that we call space edge is moving data service development is directly in space. This is not technology push. This is to reply to the requirements of a very low latency product.
Yes, exactly.
And the opportunity also to connect Earth observation to all the world of the tech that you mentioned.
Yeah.
In some way we are building the Tesla of space.
Exactly, but as a service provider, you don't build satellites yourself.
Yes, we have a very strong partnership with several satellite providers. We are in Puglia region and we are very close to CITEL. This day they make a launch of their electric engine for in-orbit testing, and all the onboard software, and large part of onboard software is provided by Planetek Italia, so we a big success in qualifying our software in place. And then we have a very strong cooperation with the Orbit. The Orbit have a very smart tag that is Ion, that used to deliver in space small satellite. But at the end of this mission, there is an intelligent core of the satellite, and we provide software for this that have the objective to provide directly in space data processing.
Interesting. Now, a lot is being said here at this conference about sort of the competition, the competitive position of Europe versus other regions in the world, most significantly North America. How do you see the European market for Earth observation developing?
Well, I believe that in Europe we have a very big opportunity. We have the best Earth observation system in the world, and the real risk is that we plant vineyard and others produce wine. Yes. So it's very important to be a very strong development of a significant anchor tenancy demand from a European government and from the Commission for Earth observation service. This is also the case of Iride that we discussed today.
Yes.
Again, this is a big investment. The Next Gen Europe is a big opportunity for Italy, but anyway, if money that we must give back. So it's very important that in the long term Iride becomes sustainable. And we know, everybody have read, I hope, the industry status report from ERSC, the European Association of Remote Sensing Company. The largest part of this market is still government market. And this is what our competitor on the other side of the pond made. And so it's very important that we get support from demand, legislative action, that is very important, and also for support innovation and to maintain Europe at the very forefront of Earth observation.
Now let's talk a little bit about that public market. Do you see that governments are aware enough of the opportunities of Earth observation? I'm mostly looking at local authorities, local governments. Are they aware of these opportunities, and can they maybe put more innovative procurement processes in place? We had a panel about that this morning to maybe stimulate that market a little bit.
You know that I am since many years an active member of ERSC, and I'm a founder of IPAS that was also a founder of SME for Space. Well, we must learn from the other. There is a very big effort made by, for example, NASA, but also NSA in the States, to move to commercial activities, several of government activities, with a simple slogan: buy what you can, build what you need. And this is looks like obvious, because there is a big mistake made of people when they talk about space economy. They say that this means that the private put money in space.
Yeah.
This is not true. There is a very nice book from Mariana Mazzucato, an Italian economist, that is The Entrepreneurial State, that specifies that in several markets, essentially in emerging markets, the role of government is not to regulate the market, but to develop a new market. And this can be made using, for example, new approach to lawmaking. Last week, in US, there is a parliamentary document about the use for government scope of Earth observation. That is a very nice document, but I believe that we have a very big know-how in Europe to do better than that.
Yes.
And another way is to approach new means of procurement. There is one of the things that in Europe we have a very efficient European Space Agency. They are very ambitious. They made a fantastic system like the Sentinel, but also all the Iride stuff is a really heroic activity. But they must change approach. They must be more prone to fail, because from fail you learn. As soon as you fail, you better improve your product. For example, SpaceX is happy from the disaster of Starship, because every time they put a little step on the other side. Consider that our idea of developing this AIX constellation takes from the 27 to 22 to be adopted, because it was a little disruptive with respect to the normal way to see the thing. So it means that we lost 3 years trying to say, well, we won't risk this. And this will be also very important, because if the agency has a little bit end off from the development and stay there to monitor the progress, they need less resource to do this, so improve the effectiveness in the market.
Makes perfect sense. Now, you grew significantly in 2023. What's going to happen with Planetek in, say, the next 5 years? What are your plans? What are your ambitions?
Well, our idea is essentially to stay, as I told you, perseverance is our motto on our plan. Mm-hmm. So the idea is to improve our technological capability. We have, since more than 5 years, a very big investment in the artificial intelligence and large model for Earth observation, because there is the sacred graal of Earth observation, we believe. Secondly, we will improve our international footprint, both in Europe than outside. Recently, we won an important contract in Saudi Arabia for monitoring forestation there. We have several activities around the world with our Reticus platform for different verticals that go from aquaculture to network monitoring.
Interesting. You mentioned Saudi Arabia, the Middle East. Is that the next big region in the use of space data?
For sure, more than the use, they are trying to be best in class also in environmental monitoring. And it's funny to say about the biggest product or fossil fuel in the world. But anyway, they see that this music will finish one day, and they must be able to use, to master technology. We are big in the partnership there. The idea is to have a true transfer of capacity with the local industries. And even more interesting, I believe, is Africa. Because it's another area in which both environmental crisis and and climate change could have a very big impact. On the other side, there is a big interest in developing local capability there. And there are very interesting programs like GMS for Africa. There is a lot of national initiative that also Italy is foresting there, and we look with a lot of interest to the northern part of Mediterranean Sea, that's very close to our headquarters in Bari in southern Italy.
Very interesting. Well, thank you very much, Giovanni, for this little insight in one of the major players in Earth observation in Europe and beyond, I'd say. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in realizing those ambitious plans and keeping at the front of Earth observation and keeping Europe in front of the Earth
Come
observation
back next
world.
year to verify how we keep our plans.
I will
Thank you very
be very
much.
happy to, but thank you very much, Giovanni. Thank you.